Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have a video for you with customers' coins, cracked, crossed, and otherwise, that we're going to have some fun with. And I'm going to start with a coin that was actually neither cracked nor crossed, but we decided to get certified despite the fact that it has a few extra letters on it, and they kind of blend in. This coin is tattooed, so to speak, and across the center you have, what they would consider to be graffiti. But to me, when you got a $17.99 and it's just in VG condition, but it has a real nice original look to it, and it has graffiti, in other words, it has someone's name on it, I find this to be quite a charming or endearing thing. In other words, to me, the individual's initials on the back here do not in any way take away from the coin. In fact, what I'm intrigued by is this was clearly, I think, a pocket piece after it was signed. So, we'll have to figure out who signed it because maybe they were important here. Is that HHL Fremont? Freedom? I can't make it out there. Or maybe it was the name of a ship. Was that the name of a ship? No. Anyway, you get the idea. Very cool coin. So early Americana stuff. Just too much fun. Something that's really a good coin to get certified for them. Let's go to some. What are we gonna do here? Let's do crack next, shall we, folks? We had a California in '62, and let me walk you through some of the concepts behind cracking and crossing coins. Why choosing one over the other? Because every time I make these videos, I get questions from people about, well, why would you want it to go from one holder to another? I'm going to put down one of the crossovers here too. Okay, and so there's a couple different reasons people do this. One, they want the uniform nature of all their holders to be the same company. Once again, I recommend that if you have a certain type of holder you're looking for, or coin in a certain holder, that you go ahead and purchase it in the holder that it's in that you want it to be in. In other words, if you want an Alabama 2x2, don't buy it in an ICG holder. If you want it in a PCGS holder, skip on that coin and just buy one in a PCGS holder. That is my advice. Also, when it comes to the difference between cracking and crossing, crossing over you have little to no risk. You send a coin over in its holder and it either crosses over or it comes back in the holder that it was in. So this is a less risky way of doing things. The reason someone would consider cracking instead of crossing is because you don't want to influence them with the grade of a 62. You just want to send it in raw. Whereas if you've influenced them to see that it's a 62 already graded, then they're going to view the coin differently than if they didn't have that information. And once again, I don't really actually recommend that you play the crack out, cross out game. In fact, if you like certified coins, just buy certified coins. Don't send coins in for certification at all. So this is a really cool coin, the California with the miner on it. The fun thing about Kamems is that they all have a very different look depending on how they were made. The California is one of the ones that has this really cool uneven background surface. So what I'm trying to get the light to do right now is just dance off of that background, and you can see how almost like a mining pan it is, kind of beat up, like it has stones that have been tumbling through there and stuff. So this went from a 62 to a 63. So that's a plus for the customer on that guy. The Alabama 2x2, there's a couple different types of Alabamas. This was in a 62 holder. The 2x2 has this little mark here that says 2x2, just like Noah and the Ark. We're going to go 2x2. And we've got UNC details cleaned. So this is you win some, you lose some, right? We're going to get a plus and a minus on that. Next up, we saw I'm going to show you some of the pretty interesting crossovers that went through. We actually had 4 different crossovers going in for customers, and let's ruminate on this 1876, right? So Once again, you'll notice that we've got old soapbox holders, and actually that Crackout was a soapbox holder. And trust me, I'm going to try to save the soapboxes when I can, but of course that soapbox was an upgrade. This one does not make it, of course, so not all the coins soapboxes are the same. You know, you always got to look at the coin too. And this coin really intrigued me because it has a lot of very heavy dark toning to it on the obverse, and it has a proof-like feel to it. So it's graded MS62. And you know, proof-like field coins are always harder to grade because they don't have that same luster that you'll normally see and be able to help you understand what you're looking at. It really changes the way a coin looks. So when I look at the coin, like when I look at the sheen at this angle on the stars, you know, what I'm seeing to me is a very natural look for the reflectivity. So sometimes you'll see something that's been polished, and that reflectivity will be a very unnatural look to it. And also, you know, the stars won't have that contrast because the stars will have been cleaned over also. So interesting coin. They didn't hold it, and they mentioned that they called it cleaned. Now, I'm not saying that it hasn't been cleaned when I'm looking at what I'm speaking to specifically as well. I think that proof-like finish on this coin is a natural finish. I will say when you see older coins that have this kind of color palette, you know, this deep brown to purple tone, sometimes I consider it to be a coin that was possibly dipped and then it retoned to that color. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So another reason that people do the crossover is that if you look in the open market, sometimes you can get a coin like from an ICG holder or sometimes an older soapbox holders, and maybe the coin, this coin in 67 red, as an example, lists for I think $400 to $500 in the gray sheet. And so, but when people look at soapbox holders, or actually, let me just stop saying soapbox here. For those of you who don't know, the soapbox holder is the smaller ANACS style holder, the old school one. But if let's just say you see a coin in a really high grade, and it's in a holder that's not PCGS or NGC, let's go ahead and just assume that you can find a coin like that, and where this coin in this holder may be $400 or $500. In another holder, say this ICG holder or an ANACS holder, maybe you can find it for a couple $100s. Now the chances that something like that crosses, especially in 67, is very slim. So congratulations to my customer on that. That's a winner because I don't remember what he said he paid for this, but it was well shy of the PCGS valuation. So that's another reason why people do things like that. But once again, not my #1 recommendation. So this ICG MS63 Lincoln Memorial with a very stoic, static, patriotic eagle on the back. State sovereignty, national union. That's a concept I haven't heard of in a long time. And Abraham Lincoln. It's an interesting coin because also 63, so it's straight crossed. No upgrade on that. I mean, design-wise, because this is actually, I find the obverse of this coin to just be very, very handsome. Also, stoic's a word that you could use. The reverse is not one of my favorites. I mean, it just looks like, I don't know. I don't know. This in the Alabama, it's ironically, you know, they basically have the same kind of pose on the eagle. You know, you can tell me which eagle you prefer. So the one on the right is more detailed. The one on the left, the way the coin is actually struck, is much more lustrous. Maybe that's what it is. You know, Lincolns just don't come with those luster bomb looks that you like to see once in a while. This coin was really fascinating. I was on the fence with whether or not to send this coin in because MS60 graded coins oftentimes are really just kind of like slider AU coins. You know, slider means a coin that's not uncirculated but looks kind of uncirculated. you know, you want to be famous when you're young before you get the double chin. I'm just saying. So MS60 and MS60. So that one is pretty cool because, you know, it's a grade you don't see very often. And a Lafayette is a coin that just has a very, very, very different look to it than a lot of US coins does anyway. Oftentimes you see huge amounts of die polish, especially down around the bottom portion of the coin here. All those real fine lines that are kind of popping up. That's different die polish. You'll see it in the fields. But it doesn't have the same luster, even in high grade, that you'll see like on a Morgan dollar. Just once again, the way a coin is, a die is prepared, and everything has a lot to do with how the coin ends up looking when they're struck. So anyway, guys, really not too bad of a turnout for the customers that wanted to get their coins, you know, either cracked or crossed. Pretty successful compared to, you know, the Mendoza line. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.